What's up, everyone? I'm gonna go right to this. My favorite stack is right now, Saturday, December 5th. My top stack, if you only wanted to play one lineup in a smaller field, let's say 2,200 people or less, you want to spend up a little bit of money, and you want to go contrarian, we're gonna go Vikings. Mr. Efficient himself, Kirk Cousins. We're not gonna mess with Dalvin Cook this week. We're not gonna believe he's gonna run for or have a 50-point week. We're gonna say the Jaguars are gonna put up more than 10 points. This Vikings team, they like to, give the ball to Dalvin Cook about 25 times a game, but they're kind of like the Steelers. They still throw. And they still throw even though if they're way up. If you were the Jaguars defensive coordinator, coming in, your main strategy would be to stop Dalvin Cook. So I feel like they're going to line up eight guys in the box. Stop Dalvin Cook. 2-3 yard gain. Sure, he might break one loose. Sure, he might catch some passes, which would help Cousins. But you'd force them to throw. And that's how you're might win the game. If you're the Jaguars. And you don't even have to bring it back. I wouldn't mess with any of the Jaguars receivers bringing it back. But if you don't know who to play a tight end, my favorite tight end play this year, it's going to pay off some week. I think I kind of paid off last week with this 10-point performance. I mean, they're going to have to throw. Might as well punt that tight end position. And then, at running back, I talked in the last video. I do like Dalvin Cook. I like Derrick Henry. I like Nick Chubb. I like all these guys at the top. James Robinson is too easy of a pick to run it back with. But my main strategy now going forward, if you're going to run it back with a player, don't run it back with someone expensive, especially on a bad team, because if they don't do anything, you're screwed. Your whole lineup gets, unless one of your sleeper picks that's really cheap goes off. But what are the chances of that going to happen? So I like that. I'd say let everyone try to pick which running back at the top is going to go off. The best production per dollar, per price, is going to be Devontae Booker and David Montgomery. Chalky, yes. Will people play them together? I don't think the majority of people will play these guys together. I think they'll go one or the other, unless you have a Dalvin Cook and then you play two running backs in your second and third slot, one out of the flex. But I think they both have a chance to be over 18 points. Best value on the board as of right now. And to be kind of sneaky, even more contrarian, we want to pair one of these guys up with someone on their other team. Detroit, like any Lions players, even if Swift does come back, I'm not playing anyone against this Bears defense. I don't think this game's going to be a shootout at all. But you have to kind of be a little risky here. If you want to play Mems, play Mems. I think I like Paramount a little bit better this week. It's $400 cheaper. Oops. And then Potentially, can we play Cook? You could potentially play Cook. You'd have to run with the Jaguars defense, which I would not recommend. You could play Derrick Henry still. You can pick anyone you want. Anyone you want is your one-off. No correlation. Devontae Parker could be a steal. But I'll take the chalk here in Devontae Adams. And I'll go as far to say that Devontae Adams is going to outscore Dalvin Cook tomorrow. By how much? No idea. Hopefully by 15 points. Hopefully Dalvin Cook gets about 17 points in that, and Devontae Adams goes for 32. If that happens, this lineup is well on its way. Alrighty. Great jump. Great start. And, will I talk myself out of this lineup by tomorrow? Probably. But as of now, this would be my main go-to lineup. Okay. So, I kind of want to talk about stacks that no one else talks about, but I have to mention this Green Bay Packers stack. Rodgers, obviously go to Devontae Adams, and I like Lazard or Tanyan. It could be a trap game for Tanyan. You can put a Dallas Goedert in there instead of Tanyan. But I don't think... Well, I think a lot of people, the majority of people, are going to be scared to do double tight end, as it hardly ever wins. But with the way I built this lineup, like, I was planning not to run it back with anyone on the Eagles. The other choice is Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is a perfect tournament choice. He could go for 8 or for 30. Depending on if he can average 10 yards a carry. Because the Eagles teams don't have to throw. Or if he can catch 4 or 5 passes out of the backfield. I like the fact that Zach Ertz is coming into play. That's going to scare some people off of Goedert. I don't think Zach Ertz comes in and gets his 13, 14 targets of 2 years ago. I don't think he's going to take any production away from Goedert. Or is it Goedert? I don't know, I've heard it both ways. Because, look, Carson Wentz is going to have to throw 40 times to even have a chance. Even in garbage time, Goedert, I like to get over 15 points here, possibly over 20. So I was just saying before, it's going to come down, for me, the way I built this lineup. Like, Goedert was my last add-in on here. It was T.Y. Hilton or Hunter Renfrow or Goedert. And I thought I had T.Y. Hilton in another lineup. I don't want to have Hilton in too many lineups. I like Goedert here. But I can also see, like, Lazard taking away Tanyan's production and vice versa. So if you want to go Lazard and then Goedert in the tight end position, I totally get it. Just want to have Rodgers and Devontae Adams. I totally get it too. But in smaller tournaments, you want to kind of have to leverage the field. The Devontae Adams is going to be 25% owned. I don't know. He might not. It's crazy how a lot of people don't correlate their top receiver with a quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers, I think, is projected to be 7% owned. And I forget what Adams was. I saw it in another video. And Tanyan, I think like 10% maybe. And Goedert, 10%. So, not too bad. Let's see. I'm looking on my computer right now. Oh, okay, yeah. So, David Montgomery is basically my free square in tournaments. I'm not even going to mess with that. We're trying to pivot off of Montgomery. But like I said before, at the beginning of the week, I was on Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb interchangeably. But I think Austin Eckler is going to move into my number one running back role. I saw a thing. He's played 3 games with Herbert, and he's averaging between 24 to 26 points. I forget which one it was. But he's averaging like 14 or 15 rushes and like 8 catches a game with Herbert under center. And they're playing the Patriots. And thank goodness for Keenan Allen, because Bill Belichick, he likes to take away the best player on the opposing team, which is Keenan Allen. So I expect him to shut down Keenan Allen. I expect Austin Eckler to get even more catches out of that backfield. Who on the Patriots is going to stop Eckler from catching the ball if Herbert wants to throw to him? At 7,100, if I told you, what, like 2-3 years ago, Alvin Kamara, 7,100, would you play him? Yes. Before, even if Mark Ingram wasn't playing and they didn't have Latavius Murray yet, and I said they have a rookie running back as their second string running back, would you play Alvin Kamara, 7,100, against the Patriots? And the Patriots don't have that great of a defense this year? Yes. Like, unless they're going to put Stephen Gilmore on Eckler. Even so, play Eckler. Hopefully, he gets above 25 points. And hopefully he's low owned. But I don't know. I think maybe I saw somewhere that he was projected, like, a couple days ago to be 22% owned. But I think people are going to talk themselves out of him and play Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook, I expect to be 30% owned in every single tournament. Except Henry to be under 15%, possibly under 10% owned. Nick Chubb, 15%, probably. Maybe less, maybe 8. Who knows? Cut that in half. Okay, so this is a good start for you. If you're going to play Aaron Rodgers, and with Gettert in there, you can go stars and scrubs the rest of the way at receiver. I think an important game to pay attention to is this Colts-Texans. Kiki Kuti here, 3,500. He's too cheap. If news about Will Fuller came out before they priced this, he would be 4,800 easily. But I think everyone's going to play Brandon Cooks. I think people are going to probably be smart to play Kuti. What I've learned, especially this year, is that the majority of people do not like to play the unknown. That's why with the Colin Johnson of the Jaguars last week, I'm sure he was point something percent, 19 points. No idea. Like usually, which I still have to do this, like today or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go on YouTube, and I don't even know, he's so far down this list. Isaiah Coulter, I know nothing about him. He sounds like he went to like Kentucky or something. I have no idea where he went to college. That'd be something if I was right. Oh, here we go. Oh, out of Rhode Island. There we go. I think I saw that at the beginning of the week. Look at his tape. I assume he'll be working out of the slot. Him or Kuti. I have no idea. From just his picture, it looks like he's small and fast. I don't know. I know you know how tall Kiki Kuti is. But I think Kuti has got a chance to catch a touchdown. I think this guy's got a chance to break the game wide open. So, and look at this. You have your defense and another receiver, and you have over 10,000 left. So you can go a plethora of ways for that. So it's what I like. This lineup, it opens up so much, and you're playing Aaron Rodgers, who's underpriced, Eckler, underpriced. Everyone on here, except for Devontae Adams, is underpriced. Gettert is probably the only person that's priced right here. Okay, so moving on. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here so I don't have a 30-minute video. I got 2 sneaky stacks. Of course, I'm not going to tell you, play Trubisky. Everyone's going to play Trubisky, looks like. Everyone's going to play Watson. I would throw in a $1 lineup, $3 lineup with those guys. Just, try to hit the nuts. I got 2 kind of sneaky lineups here coming up. This lineup, you could play Dalvin Cook in. It's going to open up so much. This is the first week I don't like Hines in a while. Pittman didn't really do much last week. And TY, like I said in the last, or 2 videos ago, I nearly threw in TY last week. Like the unknown, he was, what, 0.8%, 1% last week? I saw a projection that he's only going to be 2.4% this week, which I have hard to believe. If I had to guess, 10 or 12%. Is this a letdown? Possible letdown for TY? Yes. But the Texans have one of the worst secondaries, pass defense in the league. I haven't looked at the explosive plays against defenses yet. But I have to believe TY catches at least one 40, 50-yard pass. Possible go for a touchdown, and then he makes his salary. If he hits 8 to 10 points, it won't kill you. If he gets into the 20s, he's going to break the slate wide open. And this game's got shootout written all over it. And I love this stack is because if 15 to 20% go with the Texans stack, I think this stack is going to be under 7% owned. Easily. Like 4%, 3% for Phillip Rivers. Pittman's probably the highest projected, probably like 10 to 12%. And TY 2.4. If you can get TY Hilton 2.4% against the Texans defense at 4,300, I mean, I don't want to throw him into every lineup, but I might throw him into another lineup too. Just, I can talk myself into TY for one more week. And then after that, I'm not going to play him the rest of the year. But I say that, I think they play the Texans in 2 weeks as well. I think they go Texans, Raiders, and back to Texans. So, who knows? Okay, also, so I don't have to do another video. I have a Hail Mary kind of a lineup. I have it as my Kirk Cousins, Thielen, and Jefferson stack. And I also threw in Derrick Henry into that stack. And be able to do that, I did pivot off of Montgomery. My big sleeper this week that will be 0.4% owned, most likely Cam Akers. No one wants to play Cam Akers. The majority of people, like I said before, they don't like to try to project. They like to see what the player has already done and then say, okay, if he can do that again, I'm going to win. I mean, I'm guilty of doing that. I still am. Especially when I first started. But look what's happening. Even if I wasn't watching every single Rams game, see, he didn't come in until the third quarter last game. But he's going to get the ball a lot more. Darrell Henderson is kind of wearing out. He doesn't look as explosive as he did at the beginning of the year. Malcolm Brown is just a short yardage back right now. And they might throw to him around the goal line, or even on like a 3rd and 2, just to surprise teams. But Malcolm Brown is not coming in for series anymore. He's coming in on 3rd and 1. Or maybe just a block on a passing down. But Cam Akers, if he's not starting, I think he's going to get 15 touches. His trajectory is on the path of 14 to 15 touches. And this guy is explosive. He has reminded me and still does remind me of when Gurley first came into the league. He is explosive and he can make you miss. He's not super fast, but he's not slow either. He's deceptively fast like Gurley. And then he's got some power to him, and he's got some agility to make you miss. I'm talking like I'm about to play Madden here, but it's true. I'm liking Cam Akers more and more. I kind of, quick note here, when the draft was happening, I was like, oh my god, the Rams are gonna get J.K. Dobbins here in this spot. Dobbins was still on the board, and they picked Cam Akers. And I thought that was a big mistake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have J.K. Dobbins at this moment. But Cam Akers, he's not that far behind. He's going to be possible Pro Bowl back at some point. And this is the game. It's going to turn some heads. And get him while he's low-owned and cheap. I mean, no one's going to pick this guy. People are going to pick James White over him at 5,000. Montgomery's only 5,500. Booker. This guy's going to get underlooked. But that said, he's just in like a $3 lineup with 500,000 other people playing. Maybe 2% owned in that, because someone might do the same thing I'm thinking of. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so talking about wild cards. I wouldn't throw this into a smaller field. I would throw it into the biggest field possible. If my favorite stack is this Kirk Cousins to Jefferson to Thielen stack, I have to go the other way. I'm not right all the time. And when I'm wrong, I miss it by the other team. I'm not saying the Jaguars are going to win 35-10 or anything. It's going to be a 35-32 shootout. That'd be awesome. If this game is a shootout and I have the right Jaguars, I might finish top 10. And that's the way you have to look at it. What is the least likely thing that will happen? And then play that. And just one lineup. See what happens.